bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Welcome back. This is Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Tony Ventrella with the Regal Cinema in Renton Landing. What a beautiful spot. This place is starting to boom. Hopefully by the middle of next year it'll really be booming with 80% occupancy heading towards 100. Let's welcome Larry Springer from the 41st District of the State Legislature, East King County.
District.
Did I say 6th? I did.
You said 41st, that's the 45th.
Okay, well I've got friends in the 41st as well.
Yeah, well, so do I.
The 45th District. Re-elected, by the way. Congratulations for your third term.
Thank you.
We're talking today about housing affordability. Now, I want to ask you, what's the difference between housing affordability and affordable housing?
When we use the term affordable housing, most of us know what that means.
Right.
It is providing housing for low-income families.
Right.
Lots of models around there have been around for decades. Usually indicate some sort of government subsidy to get people of low income into housing.
Right.
That's affordable housing. Housing affordability, I sort of liken to a continuum from completely affordable to completely unaffordable. And what we want to do is move the supply of housing more toward the affordable end, and that really takes greater supply. So the housing affordability gap we face right now is really the middle class.
Okay.
And it has an impact on affordable housing as well, but it's primarily finding housing supply in the right places to get middle-income families into housing, which they can't afford now.
Okay, now, you were telling me before that this plan, if worked correctly, can also impact education and transportation. Tell me how that works.
If you assume that Puget Sound is going to continue to create the jobs, this is where the job market is here in this region. So, for example, if you land a job in Kent, what happens is there's this drive to afford phenomena. You get your job in Kent, and this family starts driving in circles until they get to a neighborhood that they can afford to live in.
Right.
Too often, that neighborhood ends up being in Cle Elum or Arlington or Mount Vernon. And so then what happens, they spend 2.5 hours a day commuting from their home to work, so we have to build them a freeway to get them back and forth to work, which makes no sense.
Right.
And not only that, they're not home at night, helping their kids pass the math WASL. So it's just not a sustainable model. Jobs here, housing over here, doesn't work. We need housing supply where the jobs are.
Wonderful concept, Larry. We're talking with Larry Springer from the 45th Legislative District. How do you do this?
The only way I know of is to encourage local jurisdictions, that means cities and counties,
Right.
to adopt land use regulations that will spur the development of greater density. Now, density is an ugly word. People don't like it. They also don't like sprawl. So you've got a choice. Which one do you like the least? And you opt for the other one. In reality, I don't believe personally that we're going to get more affordability built into the housing market by simply building more single-family homes on 7,200 square foot lots.
Right.
The dirt's too expensive. We're really talking about increasing the supply of multifamily, cottage housing, innovative housing types, accessory dwelling units, anything we can find. They just happen to be sometimes politically unpalatable to some jurisdictions.
Well,
so it's a political battle.
Yeah, so it's a matter of making them more palatable, basically, but just by the way they look, I guess, isn't it? Isn't that part of it?
Yeah, my experience, I used to be the mayor of Kirkland, and so we had a struggle with trying to figure out how to get smaller houses on smaller lots. People thought it would ruin the character of a neighborhood. We have 2 projects in Kirkland that were finished a few years ago. They are wildly popular.
Yeah.
It's an instance where instead of 5 mega houses, we have 25 cottage houses. Now, some will argue they still sell for $400,000, so they're not that affordable, but it's at least more affordable than 5 $1.7 million homes.
Good point.
And that's the movement on that continuum I'm talking about.
That's a great idea. Thank you for explaining the concept. It makes a lot of sense, Larry, and best of luck moving that forward.
I appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome.
Thanks
Larry Springer from the 45th Legislative District. I'm Tony Ventrella. That's Newsmakers for now. We'll see you next time.